Hi, I'm Gail. I'm 66 years old into my journey, my life's journey. I am a mother, grandmother, great grandmother, and I've experienced a lot of things in life, a lot of them difficult and challenging. So I just wanted to share some tips, some strategies for life itself. We are led in a social way, social media, social expectations, social protocols, in a way where we believe life is to be this way. It's to be positive. You must be positive. You must acquire. You must succeed. You must have goals to achieve. And a lot of those things I agree with in part, and a lot of them I understand a little bit more about, and the fact that we don't always understand what a challenge is about. We might see it as a problem or something that is preventing us from achieving what we want. And in actual fact, a problem, a challenge, is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to have a look at what you're up against. Why is it a challenge to you particularly? And if it is just at this time that is a challenge, because other times you're fine, why particularly this time? There is a history that you have. You don't remember all your history. You can be young and still not remember your first days on earth. We're not able to recall that easily always. Our brain filters out experiences. It filters out our experience of an experience. But it affects us. We carry it with us. And when life presents you with a problem or a challenge, it's actually saying, hey, look at this, because there is something that you can learn from. You can learn about yourself from this challenge. How do you handle this? How do you face it? Or do you run away from it? It's a learning of self. So when we're growing through life, it doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, everything's telling you about yourself initially. It's telling you about your strengths, your gifts, your strategies for dealing with things. It tells you if you are handling things in a way that you are proud of. Some situations can really be confronting. They just are sometimes too big to really kind of see anything except the situation, the person, the problem. And only when we step back, and often, you think about things that you would have said to that person, or things that you would have done with that problem after the fact. When you're away from it, you actually go, oh, I could have done that, or why didn't I say that? That would have been a better thing to say. And if you're somebody who is looking at handling things in a better way every time than you did the last time, in the best way that you could, that's in line with who you get a sense that you really are, it's a little bit like you have a higher self. That higher self does not lower itself to getting involved in arguments, for instance, or hurting another person, or trying to blame them or blame a situation. That bigger part of yourself says, I'm better than this. I would like to have done this a different way. This is all learning. It's all growing. It's not about self-blaming. It's not about blaming yourself because you did that and you could have done that. We all do that, by the way. It doesn't matter how old we are. It is a good sign if you are looking at what you've done, looking at what you've said, and looking at how you've handled a situation. It's a good sign that lets you know that you are a spiritual being seeking a better human experience, that you are wanting to be a better version of the version that you sometimes feel. You must forgive yourself for falling into the trap of humanness, argumentativeness, of just doing things that you're not proud of. You have to forgive yourself that in that moment, at that time, with the situation, you did the best that you could, because that is actually the truth. You weren't born knowing how to expertly deal with anything. You have your ancestral qualities that help you strategize and deal with certain things. And then you add to those, you add your learnings, your knowledge, how you want to strategize with things. So today, pretty much, I'm just saying to you, life is not what you were led to believe. Life is not about the pretty. It's not about the acquisition. It's not about having lots of wonderful, lovely money and comfort in your life. That is your goal. The way you get to that goal is that you actually live your life in accordance with your own conscience. Your conscience is based on your values and your morals, and these are inherited. A lot of these are inherited, so you're not aware of them. You might do something that you feel very justified in doing, and then you feel, I don't know, off about it. You feel a bit weird, or you feel something. That's your conscience. Your conscience is saying, maybe that doesn't work as well for you as you think it has, and maybe it won't work as well for you next time, or even years from now, that you might be carrying a little bit of guilt from this, that you could have done it a different way. And the opportunity will come into your life that will help you be able to do that. So that's another thing that challenges and problems do. They actually give you the opportunity to do things in a different way that you did in the past, approach them in a different way, resolve them in a different way, in a way that you have grown and learned that's more effective. That's more easy on your soul, that sits with you better. And sometimes that takes an awful lot of courage. And it's the courage to do something different to everybody else. It's the courage to approach things in a different way, see things in a different way, and actually speak and say, actually, I don't see it that way. This is what I feel. This is what I see. That's very brave. And we've got leaders that we have had through history in the world who have stood up and said these things and suffered for them because they dared to be different. They are the ones we look to. They are the ones we remember. They are the ones that are iconic. They changed the world. And we're not all here to change the world in a big way. But you're here to change your world in some way, any way that you actually can. To change your world is to change how you face the challenge. So my strategy for you is, what is your life challenge right now? What is it telling you about yourself, or about something that's happened in your life before? How do you choose to view it? Do you choose to view it as something against yourself, something that you deserve, or do you choose to view it as an opportunity to actually make it different this time in some way? Make it different, do something different, say something different. They're the two key things that will help. So your challenge is to face the challenge. Face it as in, I can deal with this. That is the truth. Any challenge you face in your life, you have the tools to deal with it. It is an absolute. There is no challenge that you cannot handle, that you cannot cope with. There are supports. We all need support of different kinds. And if you don't have support, the universe is your support. And that's actually more support than you'll ever want, need, or can imagine. It is powerful. It is just a matter of asking. And I know that I've been asking and nothing's happened, but it actually has. Sometimes our mind gets so busy. Sometimes we're wound up in emotion and we just can't see the things that happen because they're quiet. They're silent. They are small and they are perfect. They are also powerful. So, looking at signs, looking at synchronicities, looking at patterns that repeat or things that come in front of your face time and time again. These are all small things that will help you deal with your challenge. First, with your challenge, look at the challenge, look at yourself, look at how you can manage the challenge. Sometimes it's about stepping away. Sometimes it's about stepping away and reflecting on it, or stepping away and doing something different so you're not thinking about it. Because then, little idea, little inspiration can come in. Somebody can ring you. Somebody can say something to you. You can read something somewhere. It is your challenge is for you alone to sort out. And there is no challenge ever that you cannot sort out. And that is a promise. I am Gail, and I hope you enjoyed this video.